James Holder, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. With me, IBF World Champion Lee Selby, after his 9th round KO win today at the O2 Arena. How you feeling, Lee?
I'm feeling good.
Talk to me about the fight.
What's it? It was a decent performance. Donny Gag was very tough. We knew that before boxing. He'd never been stopped. We've also fought the same opponent, Viral Simeon, who was very good. He didn't put him away. He's a top class fighter. So I knew he was going to be tough. Kept coming. I hit him with some second-hand shots at times. We just seemed to suck it up.
Was this opponent designed to give you rounds to get you sort of back getting your confidence up and get your mind thinking on the bigger fights ahead?
That was exactly why James Hannigan picked him out. He was known for being tough. He spoke to the guys up in Spain. They said he was a very tough man. They didn't think I'd stop him, so that's what he brought him in to get the rounds in. I caught him in the first round, like a glancing blow at the top of the head. He went down. I thought, come on, get him. So I needed the work. That was a decent performance. Got a bit of frustration out. The box nice. Didn't really put it on him too much. Got the job done.
You finished the fight with a flurry of punches, a combination of punches. How much can you tell us about that, and what shot do you think done the damage?
I'm not sure. I hurt him a few times, a few body shots. He winced. There was a few times. If I wanted to, like, put it on him a bit more, I could have got him on at any time. Really.
You've been craving this big fight, this moment that sort of puts you at the top of the pedestal, as well as the big paydays. What's next for Lee Selby? What do you want to do?
Well, I've been promised. Well, my management have been promised by our HAYE I'll be in a big fight next against either Abdul FRAMPTON or Leo Santa Cruz. But with the IBF, there's the mandatory situation with Jonathan Barros. You know, he failed the medicals in Vegas, so they're trying to sort it out.
With the fact that he did fail the medical situation, does that still make that mandatory a viable fight? Do you feel that fight will happen?
I think so, because he's saying he went back after the weigh-in and got whatever he failed on. He got corrected. So that's with like the IBF lawyers and all that.
What would you rather do? Face a mandatory or look at these big money fights?
Well, if he was in my position, what would you rather do?
I know.
What would anyone do?
I need you to tell me that.
I would prefer to fight in a big fight. That's what I'm in the game for. I want a big fight. Nobody knows who bloody. I can't remember his name. What's his name? Jonathan Barros. No one knows who he is. Even though he's a credible opponent. He was a former world champion. Defended the title a few times, but the British fans and the American fans don't know who he is.
If you can't get the three fighters that you've mentioned for these big fights, are you up for fighting some other fighters in the division, like Scott Quigg or Kid Galahad? Are they on your radar?
I just want the big fights, whoever it is. I don't care. The big fights. But like those three I've mentioned are like the biggest names in the featherweight division. And yeah.
Spoke about it before, your willingness as well to have it in Belfast if need be. I know Wales will be your priority, but you're quite open to travel.
So I'm a fighter. I fight anyway, like most fighters should do. And like I see myself as like an old school champion who will defend the title anyway against anybody. I don't care.
Good to be back in the O2 today. I know you're sort of on the undercard and you want to be topping these bills, but was it good to be back? It
was good to be back. It's the best arena for boxing in the UK, I think. I've boxed here. That was my 5th time boxing here. All the other times I've been higher up in the card in like eliminators or title fights. This time I was coming out to like a dead crowd. It was a bit eerie, but as soon as I heard that big I come bouncing off the ring.
What's the timescale as to when we can see you back in action defending your IBF world title, or even looking to unify? What dates are you looking at?
Really, I need a rest. I don't want to rest, but I know myself I do, because my last fight before this was in April. I think it was April the 9th. So I had the rest of April off, and I was back in the gym in May. Like I don't like to take over in the gym. I push myself to the limit at every training session, whether I'm running, doing like strength and conditioning or boxing. I like to push myself. I can't just mess it up. Otherwise, there's just no point doing it. So like that's 10 months of flat out training. The most break I've had is like, I think the longest was like 5 days in Japan when I went and watched the mandatory fight. other than that, it'd just be weekends off or one day off a week, and then training flat out 2 or 3 times a day.
Do you need that break?
So my body needs a break. I don't need to. I still feel fresh, but I know my body needs to. So I'll have a day off tomorrow. I'll be back in the gym Monday. I'd like to have the rest of the month off. Maybe take my family on a holiday, because I've been away from them. Take the kids away and we get back to work.
Main event tonight, David HAYE and Tony Bellew. Can I talk to you about the prediction and how you see that?
Talk to me about anything you like.
Tell me how you see that fight playing out.
I see it ending with a stoppage, KO.
I respect that.
I like both men. Obviously, David HAYE helped get me on this fight, and I respect Tony Bellew. He's a great guy, very passionate. But you know, you have to go with HAYE. You know? He's the bigger guy. Even though he stepped up from cruiserweight himself, but he's boxed at heavyweight in massive fights. So we'd have to favour him, like the bookies have. The bookies really get it wrong.
Later on tonight, THURMAN, Danny Garcia.
That's a tough one to pick.
BoxNation. I know you'll have an interest in watching that.
I'm a fan of Danny Garcia, not just in the ring, just like his persona and all that. He seems like a cool guy, but THURMAN, I think he's the bigger man, naturally bigger, and he can punch. But it's a toss-up. I don't know.
Bookies are favouring THURMAN. Do you think they're right in that? Do you think Keith should
the
be
bookies have favoured Danny Garcia's opponents a few times, but then he throws that no look hook, and smacks him out, doesn't he? So you can't write him off.
What do you make of Angel Garcia? He's never short of a few words and always seems to stir up controversy. Are you a fan of Angel?
Yeah, he reminds me a bit of my dad, but with a bit more swag. Yeah.
You're saying your dad's the Welsh version of Angel. That's a big statement. That's a big statement.
Once he's had a few shandies.
That's a big statement.
Once he's had a few shandies.
Angel just seems to cause pure carnage. I watched him during the face-off this day, just snarling away, going nuts. Like, you'd think he's living every moment of that. Living every moment. Right. I'm going to let you watch the Gary Matthews Davis fight.
I'll be looking forward to this one.
Looks like a great fight. I'm going to go ringside. Thank you very much for talking to our TV. See you soon, mate.
Nice one.